gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. Seriously, you have to laugh. Because otherwise you'd throw something vital, wouldn't you? Honestly. Hi, Carrie, love. You warming your thumbs up. Oh, let me tell you. I tell you what, I had a lovely message off another creator on here last night. Not going to mention names because, but it was another awareness creator. Who'd had a message from somebody who claimed that they used to be part of the awareness community. Evening, Katrina. Used to be part of the awareness community, and that they would be horrified if this person... Oh, I know, Jane. Good evening, Butterfly. This person would be horrified if the person that they contacted from awareness was to work with me in any way. Because apparently I steal audiences. I don't prove where the Misfits money goes to. That's because it's usually done by bank transfer. How would you like me to prove it? I steal audiences. I claim to have done all this stuff, but Orion is still here. I wasn't the only one mentioned. There was a load of other awareness people mentioned as well. And please avoid me at all costs, because I'm just one of the worst. Needless to say. Evening, my best friend. Evening, Seraphina. Needless to say, we come with receipts over here. So I answered every single query. Hiya, Debs. I answered... Hello, Ruth. I answered every query and got... Yeah, that's all I needed to hear. So to the person that contacted the person who was in awareness... sorry. Yeah, it didn't work. And the fact that you blocked the awareness person after you sent the message as well... That's a big red flag. Huge. Oh, somebody was trying to tell another awareness creator that I was the problem and then blocked them. Thank you, Debs. Oh, so strange. Oh, hello, Miss Dillygaff. How are you doing, sweetheart? I nearly messaged you today and then I wondered whether you were being over-messaged or under-messaged. Hiya, Munchkin, but my thoughts were with you today, love. Could have been. I don't know who they are. When I checked their name, I've had them blocked for a while, so they're clearly it's not somebody I am friends with. Yeah, I bet it has. I bet it doesn't feel real, does it? Have you managed to get any sleep? Hiya, Sophie. All right, love. Hi, Ellie. Evening, Maria, love. Sorry, just waiting to see if my Stillygaff replies. Because I know you won't be feeling 100%. Oh, did they? Oh, hiya, Gemma. Well, hiya, Mrs. B. Yeah, exactly, Ruth. Exactly that. Sending you all the love, honey. I really am. There are no words, are there? There really aren't any. Anyway, thank you, Kira. Hi, Alphatino. You all right, love? I thought I'd, because you got your words mixed up, didn't you, Ryan? Insufficient. You're not entirely sure what insufficient means, are you? So I thought I'd help you out. Because the police told you, thank you, Alphatino. The police told you that that it was insufficient. And you said that basically that meant that everything that was being said was fabricated and no. If the sorry, I have to laugh. If the police, thank you, Bella. If the police, thank you, Anne, if the police have said to you, insufficient. Hi, Kay. I'm good, Nicole. How are you? Oh, Sarah, so funny. Hiya, Blue. I'm doing a bit better today, to be honest. Better but worse, if that makes sense. It's weird. So, the medication I was put on is pregabalin, which takes 1 to 3 weeks to work, apparently. Thank you, Mandy. Evening, Louise. And so, the motor function in my right hand's got worse, but apparently it can get worse before it gets better. Is that right? Evening, Taz. So, worse but better, if that makes sense. Are you, Lorraine? Thank you, Munchkin. Thank you, Louise. Good evening. Oh, God. Hang on. Good evening, Luna. Yeah, don't get on with gabapentin. Not gonna lie. Hello, Queen. You're right, love. So yeah, insufficient. In relation to you, Orion, insufficient. That means that you haven't provided enough evidence to proceed. 2, 50 mg. Hi, Joe. Thank you, Emma. That means insufficient. That's what insufficient means. It means not enough. Hiya, Holly, love. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Holly. Not enough evidence, because according to you, they've looked at everything. And there's not enough evidence. Thank you, Holly, love. Not enough evidence of what you're trying to. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Louise. I dyed it again. I went darker. So insufficient. Exactly, Maria. So insufficient means there's not enough evidence. That's number one. Unless you were talking about when you spoke to minors, in which case, thank you, Holly, thank you, Sarah. Oh wow, midnight, flipping heck, that's a lot. Thank you, Shorty. Thank you, Holly. Oh, I won't go on statins, not gonna lie. Thank you, Rufus. So, did you mean insufficient evidence when it comes to the voice notes? Again, I don't know how to let you down, but I'm gonna. So, thank you, Holly. You know when they say there's insufficient evidence, that doesn't mean a crime hasn't been committed. That means there's not enough evidence to prove it has. So it's like I said last night. Unless you've had a letter saying, hiya, Jackie, not saying hiya, Jackie, hi, Jackie, not saying that they're not going to pursue it any further, or that the investigation is being discontinued due to not sufficient evidence, NFA'd, but it will be kept on file. So what that means is, Orion, is if any more evidence surfaces in regarding to the voice notes of minors, they will reopen the investigation into you. So it hasn't gone away, is what I'm trying to tell you. The investigation hasn't gone away. It's been shelved for the time being. Right? So that means if anyone comes forward and offers more evidence, then you can still be prosecuted, or at the very least questioned. Thank you too, good love. Exactly that. It can be picked up at any time. Evening, partially sighted warrior. You all right? Oh, do you know what, Louise? I was just about to say that. Thank you too good. If any of those minors at any point decided that they wanted to come forward, then they would absolutely reopen the case. Or their parents. Good evening, Turvy family. I'm not too bad. So that's number one. Number two, you think we should give our earnings to you because we earn off the back of you. I don't know about any other awareness, but I don't earn a particular amount on here, especially. Nor does it bother me. So I think you should give us the money you earn because we're doing something useful. So how's that? Evening, B. Oh, yes. On the Echo Chamber Chronicles, B and Creators Gone Wild, the episode has dropped now. They've done a deep dive onto said voice notes. So please go and check it out. It should be up on wherever you get your podcasts. Hi, Alice. Hi, Debbie. You're very welcome, love. So, yeah, please go and check that out. Yeah, Orion. It'll be on the YouTube thing, the Spotify thing, and Apple, just in case you wanted to go check it out. Now, the other thing was the autism. All I've heard is autism. Do you know? So I thought I'd come back with some facts about the autism diagnosis. Hi, Jay. I don't think it's on Orange either, no. But it's everywhere else. It's called the Echo Chamber Chronicles. If you stick it into Google, it should come up. Echo Chamber Chronicles. It'll be the latest episode that will have dropped today. So it should have today's date on it. If one of the mods can pin Echo Chamber Chronicles for me, please. Thank you, Claire. Suddenly flapping knowingly, yeah. Oh, you rattled a few people with that one. I saw people today coming for you that I've never seen before. So you really upset the autistic community and the neurodivergent community, didn't you? You're all right, Claire, love. Thank you, Denise. So I thought I'd come with some reminders of your autism diagnosis. You know, that paper one. So we'll go for the front cover. If anybody wants to see pictures of it, please. Thank you, Jazzy Jen. Thank you, Rebecca. How are you doing? Lovely. If you want to, thank you, Kate. If you want to go and see it, have you got the autism diagnosis papers on your page, Rebecca? Evening, Julie. Just out of curiosity, because I know FYPT has it. Hi, Yogi. Thank you, Yogi, love. I'm just, hang on, waiting for Rebecca. She types slow, does Rebecca? Hang on. But FYPT has it. So FYPTEA has it on their page. The photos of the screenshots of the diagnosis. And there's, I think the word recognise was spelt in the UK standard version right the way through the report, apart from once where it was spelt the American way. That would never happen. I mean, we're going to blast past the fact that you had your autism assessment and the next day you got your report. We'll just blast past that. Oh yeah, Carolyn. Right, we're gonna blast past that. So you had an American word, a word spelt the American way with the rest of it. Hi, Lizzie. Evening, Vicky, love. Don't know. Turvy family, don't know. Hello, Sophie. Hi, Scouse Purple, you all right? If we can tap the screen, once it gets to 100k likes, the algorithm pushes it out into the TikTok world. Just so anybody who is new, because you were speaking specifically, weren't you, Orion, to the silent watchers and the people who just scrolled in. I noticed you said that specifically. So not to the people who are already fans. Thank you, Exposed. Thank you, Mr. Degaff. Evening, Tuppy. Right? But to the people who were silent watchers and those that had just scrolled in. So you're trying to reach a bigger audience to convince them that you're not a fraud. Isn't that right? So we're going to try and get this out there. So yeah, if you look very carefully at the paperwork, you will see there is twice in that paperwork is a tiny, tiny little box. I'm just going over old ground, Sophie. There's a tiny, tiny little box. It's like a rectangle, which is usually inserted by a computer program when something has been copy and pasted and the computer does not recognise a symbol. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Munchkin. Right? Let's go to the glaringly obvious as well. The psychiatrist who allegedly conducted your assessment. Thank you, Tuppy. Evening, Steve. You all right? Thank you, Bobby. Hi, Mary. The person who allegedly conducted your assessment, yeah? Normally, in the UK, you will have, it's very formal, you will have the name, thank you, Gemma, the name of the person that did the assessment, followed by their credentials, right? BSc, psychiatry, and then everything else afterwards, PhD, whatever, masters, there'll be all the qualifications, yeah? School of Psychiatry or School of Psychiatry or something along those lines. Thank you, Kate. It will not say, hi, Kate. It will not say the doctor's name and then psychiatrist at the end of it. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. If you look at any medical letter, which I did today, by the way, because I've got an endocrinologist appointment, I'm not going to go into specifics, but even that had her name, all her credentials, and then what department she was. Right? And she happens to be the consultant of endocrinology at such and such a place. You're all right, Linda. So that's glaringly obvious. Number 2, you do not get a written assessment, a written diagnosis 24 hours after you've had a phone call. Doesn't happen. Because even if that assessment was conducted by one person, it has to be looked at by at least another 2 medical people. At least another 2. Hi, Kiki, I'm good. Evening, Michelle. Right? It has to be assessed by at least another 2 people. Now, let's look at glaring mistake number 3. No mention of Wicked. Does normally go to a panel, yeah. No mention of Wicked. Anywhere. Nowhere. Now, you have been banging on this app for I don't know how long about how Wicked is your special interest and how you're clearly autistic. And yet, in an assessment where you are being assessed for autism, you would surely want them to know that you had a special interest and it was Wicked. 0 mention. 0. And yet it was mentioned that you had a special interest in transport. You who pretended to be scared by a plane flying over the sky in London. That's special interest. Or the special interest you have in taking up priority seating on public transport. Yeah, transport, special interest, apparently. Can I also direct you to where you told Miss Fay, or was it someone else? I don't know. I might have got that wrong. Thank you, Tracy. You told somebody that you weren't mentally 17 when you were 17. And yet in your autism assessment, you said, it says, no developmental delays. Are you seeing now why people don't believe you? Was Miss Fay? No developmental delays, it said in your assessment. So now tell me you've copied and pasted that autism assessment from somewhere else without telling me you've copied and pasted that autism assessment from somewhere else. Because if that thing did not mention wicked, but it mentioned transport, then it wasn't yours. You copied and pasted it from somewhere. We'll not go into all the diagnostic criteria and all that stuff, because yawn. Right? Let's attach something else. That assessment would have been in your legal name. That's your legal government name. And we all know, including you, that that is Orion. It is not Elphaba. And if you had asked them to call you Elphaba, they would not have put it in quotation marks. So that assessment, exactly. So that assessment would have been in your given government name. We'll bypass all the incorrect spacing, the incorrect criteria, the fact that you used an Americanized system, that you used an outdated model. Exactly. Thank you, Shrimpy Love. Is this about the autism report, Dazzling Eye? Thank you, Billy. Before I pin you. Otherwise I'm going to look a chump. Thank you, Karma. Hang on a sec. No issues with different foods touching each other. No, none at all. Yeah. Evening, Gillian, love. Where are you? Where are you? Hang on. Thank you, Gillian. It is off, Kiki. It is off. The awareness community have looked into it, like, microscopically, and there are so many issues with the report itself that it wouldn't pass. It wouldn't pass scrutiny, and that's just, and that's just with our knowledge. So my next question to you: what does your recent post say, Dazzling Eye? Thank you, Kels. this is my next thing to you, Orion, right? Oh, passport. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Gillian, love. Thank you. Thank you, Gillian. Oh, Lorraine, I've got thoughts on that. I'll give you my thoughts on that in a minute. I'll tell you something else. If you are using that report to gain access to or take advantage of disabled card, which you said you've applied for, or anything on the NHS, or you're using it to apply for PIP, if you are using that report solely, you are in a whole world of trouble, because the NHS take fraud very seriously. So if you've used that to apply for a disabled card, and because they are so overworked and understaffed, they've just accepted it, you're in a whole heap of trouble, Orion. The NHS will pursue you if you are using anything to gain from the NHS. Did you know that? Fraudulently. So you can buy your lanyards, you can buy your radar key, you can do all of that stuff, right? But in order to get a Disability UK card, thank you, Gillian, you will have had to have sent that report off. And if you have, and they've accepted that, thank you, Finley. Hope you're all right. Yeah, same. Thank you, Sophie. It's my favourite, that one. Right? If you have sent that off and you are relying on that, you are in a whole heap of trouble, because you are using that knowingly that it's fraudulent, because it is fraudulent, Orion. I don't care what you say, right? Thank you, Josie. Really? Sorry, wait a minute. Do you know, I sat there today on the outsides of some rooms watching people, and the amount of people, sorry, this is just a side note, the amount of people taking advantage of people's good nature in the live was absolutely astonishing to me. Oh, I've only got 4 places to get to number 5 in the populars. Come on, guys. The latest one from Sobriety Jack, please, just to make you all aware, is that his bank account's being investigated. And so he needs money. Hi, Cheryl. He needs money. So if you see Sobriety Jack live, he's scamming you. Thank you, Billy. It's a lie, Alfatino. It's a lie. Thank you, Billy, love. Thank you, Susie. It's a lie. So according to him, his bank account is being investigated. And so he won't be able to accept money into his bank account. And he's given everybody a spiel about how what's going to happen to his benefits and what's going to happen to his PIP and all of this stuff. So he'll direct you to pay it into something else. Sobriety Jack, his name is, or I think he's Psychic Jack on here. But if you type in Sobriety Jack, he will come up. He used the death, or the unaliving, I should say, of somebody. Thank you, Ella, love. of somebody on here who I believe unalived themselves. He used their unaliving to try to get money for flowers. Thank you, Victoria. Sympathy, basically. He is not above using anybody. Thank you, Inked. He's not above using anybody or anything if it gets him money. So, Yogi, I rarely feel violent. Rarely. There's 3 people. Thank you, Mandy. Yes, he did. He said his mother was on her last legs a couple of weeks ago and he needed money to go and see her. Not true. Thank you, Bruce. Evening, Hayley. Not true. So now it's the bank account. So he'll redirect you to his PP, I would imagine. Oh, good for her. Yeah. Hiya, Katie Lou. Total disgrace. Honestly, Stardew. He has got 1,500 to 2,000 people in his live. Good. And this is where I don't understand, right? So most of them, from what I can tell, or from the people that are commenting, most of them are women. I don't care whether Sobriety Jack has poor mental health, right? That is not an excuse for trying to scam people out of money. Okay? Oh, he absolutely did take out loans in his father's name. Yes, 100%. All of this has been proven, by the way. Oh, I know, but I'm not even going to talk about that. But please don't fall for it. Please don't fall for him. He does have his own struggles with alcohol. But he absolutely scams people. So please don't fall for it. Okay? Another one that scams is Orion. He's just more subtle. Oh, Sophie. You kidding me, Blue? Made a comment about... I am going to start cam-2ing him. Even though he makes my toes curl, I'm going to start cam-2ing him because I want to get his views off him. And honestly, I'd rather we watched him from a safe place and had a bit of a laugh and a bit of a giggle. Rather than people go into his room. I'm sorry, what now? You've had a lot of trolls lately making fun of you. Thank you, Munchkin. Do you know what I want you to do for me, Miss Delegaff? If you have the energy for it, and please don't if you don't have the energy for it. I want you to screenshot them and I want you to send them to me, please. Don't feel you have to. Unfortunately, what tends to happen on this app, if you bring trauma to the app, any trauma, even if you are just looking for some sympathy, some company, a lot of times people will bring stuff to the app because it's a comfort to speak to other people who've been through the same thing. There are these people, and I use the word people loosely because I don't view them as human beings, who will take absolute pleasure in laughing at your situation. Now, these people are proper trolls. They're the ones that sit under bridges because they have no life, nobody that loves them, and all they want to do is cause pain. They find it funny. There's been quite a few accounts on here who have gone out of their way to find said trolls, and it's funny, they're not nearly as nasty when you confront them face to face. They're actually quite pathetic. So if anyone is trolling you, Miss Dillygaff, please take a photo, send it to me, and then put it out of your head. Because if somebody can make fun of or troll you for having lost your father 24 hours ago, then I'm absolutely certain that I can find the time to out these people. And I will happily do it. And I will do it with a smile on my face. Because what these people like to do is they like to cause pain, but they don't like attention. Does that make sense? They like to see that they've hurt you, but they don't want you to go around and make a big deal of it. They just want you to be hurt. So, like I said, you don't have to. Feel free not to. You've got a lot going on. But if you get the opportunity, just do that for me. Is it? I bet it is, Sophie. Oh, we will name and shame. We will name and shame. We absolutely will. Oh, we will light them up. We will give them all the attention that they like. Oh, bless you, Lulu. Thank you, Stardew. Thank you, Queen of Hearts. But they're not going to get away with that. Sorry. You don't do that. So if you're one of the nice people that decided to troll somebody who has lost their father, you best block me. Because if I find out who you are, I'm going to tell the app. Hiya, Evie, love. I'll be telling them all of them. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Evie. So if you wanted your 5 minutes of fame, you're going to get it. And I'm going to share to every other awareness person that I know. How's that? Not only who you are, but what you wrote. Okay? It's what awareness do. We raise awareness. Okay? But screenshot it and then put it out of your mind, Mr. Dillygaff. Let me tell you, we have got you in here. Okay? We have got you. So your report, Orion, your autism report, which is a whole heap of, well, crayon on paper, is about as much weight as it carries, right? If you're using that to access things, if we can find the discrepancies on it, how do you think anyone else is going to find them? So the disability card that you've applied for, Awareness have already contacted the Disability Card UK to let them know you've put a claim in. To let them know that you have got an autism report that actually isn't real. So, good luck getting your card. I don't know what's going on with your passport, but 1 minute you had it, and then you didn't, and now it's been delivered, except you were showing it before. So I have no idea what's going on with your passport. I don't care. But what I will say is that you joined a group and had left inappropriate voice notes in a chat where you knew there were minors present. Whether it was in 2021 or 2024, it doesn't matter. You did it. And nobody would mention it now, except you still interact with minors on the app. You still take money off minors on this app. You still hold inappropriate conversations whilst minors are in your room. Now, there was a page that put up a load of names of the mods, of your mods, Orion. And I'm going to say this because I don't agree with it. There are, and I said this last night and I'm saying it again, there are a lot of mods in Orion's room who are there to protect the room. They are not there to protect Orion, and not all of them. Some of them are protecting Orion, but some of them are not. Some of them are trying to protect the room. So you putting up their information and putting up their page and calling them enablers, you are going to cause the ones that are trying to do the right thing and the ones that are trying to block the minors out the live, you're going to cause them to demod themselves from Orion. And at the moment, they're trying to do the right thing. So I don't know why you would out the mods. Now, I'll say this. I have had Orion's mods in here, right? And we are never horrible to them in here, because I am always mindful that some of them are trying to do the right thing. So I would appreciate anybody that is sitting there calling Orion's mods enablers. I would really like you to stop. I know, Sophie. I'd really like you to stop, because you are going to drive the decent ones away. The other thing you shouldn't be doing is highlighting his gifters, because some of his gifters are minors. So that's a no-no right there. And the other reason is because a lot of the people that gift Orion believe him. It's not because they see what a wrong un he is and gift him anyway. They believe him. They believe that awareness are bullies. They believe that awareness are targeting him wrongly. They believe that we're coming after him, trying to make his life unbearable. Right? So that's why they gift him, because they feel sorry for him. And that's what Orion is counting on. Thank you, Christine. That's what Orion is counting on. Thank you, Laura. Right? That they feel sorry for him. So don't put their names out there either, please. You're not helping the awareness community. If you want to work alongside awareness, highlight what he's doing, what he's already doing. There's more than enough information on here about Orion that you could run with. You don't need to highlight everybody else. Hi, TikToker. Right? I don't agree with that. And I think I would be right in saying most awareness don't agree with that. Okay? A lot of the times We reach out to mods if we're certain that they're over 18. And sometimes mods reach out to us. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, everybody. Sometimes mods reach out to us. Right? But you're going to put them off doing that if you plaster them all over your page and call them enablers. Thank you, Debs. It is, yeah. I've had bad stomach. Evening, it's me. So I don't agree with that. I really don't agree with that. So the autism report is fake. If you're using it to gain anything on the NHS, you're in big trouble. Oh, somebody said that they were wondering why Maria was down. I've got a couple of thoughts on that. And these are just my opinions. I have absolutely no proof. And honestly, I don't care enough to find any. So, here are my thoughts. Either Maria has missed Orion so much that she desperately wanted to come up and share a one-bedroom room with him. That's number one. I'm going with number two or number three, not going to lie. She's come up because he's got interviews coming up with DWP, I reckon. And he needs the emotional support. Or, this is my opinion, this is not fact, or he's having a PIP assessment. And she's come up to prove that she's there in a caring capacity. Do you think, Dazzling Eye? Would I be surprised if Mew disappeared after Maria does? No, not at all. Not in the slightest. But yeah, I think, and that's my opinion. Again, it's not fact. It's, yeah, Alex, but you see, Orion isn't as good at lying as somebody older with more experience. Put it that way. No, I didn't, Laura. No. Diva is with Maria at Orion's. Have I seen it? Which one? I've seen most of them. I've seen the whole. Oh, Ariana, take all the time you need, etc. I know exactly what it's like to have the haters. Not you comparing yourself to Ariana Grande. Was that Orion? What? No. Just no. Right? I have no doubt that woman gets hate. I have no doubt that she gets scrutinised, and I have no doubt it takes a toll on her mental health. But you trying to identify with that is laughable. Because I tell you what Ariana Grande doesn't do. She doesn't come on lives and lie to her audience. She doesn't fake 101 conditions. She doesn't tell her audience she's about to stim. So, yeah, you and her, not the same. Not the same by any stretch. And that's the problem you have. You seem to think you really are Alphaba. that the whole world is against you because you're green, or whichever way you twisted it in your head, because you're different, right? Did you know that a lot of people who are different use that difference to be successful? But not you. You use being different to beat everybody else over the head with, to cry me a river and pay me because you should feel sorry for me, because I have such a hard life with all these haters. And I've got to tell you, no one in the awareness community, but I'm only speaking for myself, I don't have the energy to hate you. I have no energy to spare. You want to look up spoon theory, love? I have absolutely no energy to hate you. I don't hate you. I am utterly indifferent to you, right? You don't mean anything to me. You frustrate me, but then so does me not getting a sock on the right way or fast enough, or me not being able to find a shoe, or having to spend 10 seconds extra looking for my car keys. That's how much you irritate me. Yeah? You don't actually have an effect on me in that needs energy. It doesn't require any energy. Hiya, racing girl. You all right, beautiful? Thank you, darling. Right? I don't have the energy to hate you. I don't think any of the awareness community hate you. We're pretty much indifferent to you. So this whole, people hate me and people give me hate, and no one cares. No one cares enough to hate you. That would require some sort of feeling, some sort of passion. We care about your audience. That's where our spoons are spent. Caring about your audience. You're neither here nor there, but you're causing an issue to your audience, and that's where our care lies. And that's why we don't stop. So actually, stop thinking it's all about you. You make it all about you. We make it all about your audience. Good evening, 79. It is the behaviour, right? We don't care enough to hate you. Do you understand? This is what I'm trying to say. We don't care enough to hate you. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Savage, darling. We don't care enough to hate you. Do you understand? We care enough about your audience to try to get them to understand that you are not the person you represent yourself to be. Hiya, Mum to Abisha. No worries, Maria. You take care, lovely. That's who we care about. So none of this is Malcolm's or hate and harassment. That's way too much energy for me, not gonna lie. Hi, Julie. Thank you, Grandel, darling. Right, that's way too much energy for me. I just don't have the energy for that. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Ellie. How you doing, Ellie, love? But what we're passionate about is your audience. Thank you, Mum to Abishon. That's who we care about. I'm not too bad. My hand's worse today, but I'm okay, if that makes sense. Do you know what? Exactly that, Joe. It's never about the dislike for Orion. Thank you, Signal Booster. Thank you, Brenda. It's never about disliking Orion. It's never about hating Orion. It's about disliking his behaviour and disliking the lies and disliking the misinformation, right? And this is what frustrated the awareness community and I'm going to say it again because I'm going to bang on about it. Scran or Scam with Dan. DG set the awareness community back months when he platformed Orion. Months. Because DG gave Orion a platform to be to a different set of eyes that hadn't had their eyes on him before. He introduced Orion to a different set of people, right? And as a result of that, Orion's numbers are now back up to what they used to be. Now, does Orion get hate in a live? Thank you, Heather, love. It annoys me every day, Yogi, not going to lie. Are you all right, Heather? Does Orion get hate in his live? 100%. Thank you, Jez. Yeah. 100% gets hate. Yeah? And should Orion get hate? Some of the things that's said to Orion? No. And if Orion is being threatened, I saw that, Yogi, that we should have known what he was up to. Yeah. What you don't do in awareness is gatekeep. You don't do it, right? So if you've got information about somebody and it's relevant, you put it out there as fast as you can. Once you've confirmed it, once you've verified it, you've checked it with a few other people, you put it out there. You don't gatekeep. You don't have a plan and not tell anyone. You don't go, well, I was going to out him. Well, no, you don't. You out them. You verify information and you put it out there as quickly as you possibly can, if it's suitable to do so. You don't gatekeep. Because that's not what awareness is about. That's why when you'll see Orion doing something, you'll see awareness jumping all over it and posting about it almost straight away. As soon as we can possibly post about it, we will. We don't sit on information. Not like that. We never have. And in fact, the way that Zach would have done what he was going to do would not benefit awareness in any way. It would make Orion a victim. Thank you, Martina. It would make Orion a victim. Because the way Zach was allegedly going to out Orion would have been bullying. 100%. So there's no version of that. I know, butterfly. There's no version of that where Orion doesn't become a victim. And I, for one, would have felt extremely uncomfortable watching that. That's not something I want to see. I don't want to see Orion humiliated. I don't want to see Orion brought to his knees, right? For somebody else's entertainment and payment. I want to see Orion off social media, sorting his life out. Thank you, Mary Poppins. Sorting his life out, becoming a productive member of society and not scamming people, right? I don't need to humiliate Orion to do that. I need Orion to find social media, hi Catherine, uncomfortable enough that he makes the decision himself to come away from social media and sort himself out. But unfortunately, with Orion, what you get is, with a narcissist or somebody with narcissistic traits, no, I know, because somebody with narcissistic traits cannot lose. They cannot lose. So the only way Orion is going to come off social media is if he's forced to, and that will either be legally, no, Victoria, it could be legal ramifications of what's happened, force him off the app. Maria does not like him going live and regularly tells him to stop going live. Just bear with me a sec. Just had a message through. Sorry, bear with me. Never mind, it's alright. Good evening, Colour and Diamond Art. You're so slow, Kate. Yes, Jem. Because Maria's there. And he's not going to make Maria sit in the bathroom, is he? Let's face it. Can you imagine? Mum, can you sit in the bathroom while I go live? Oh, I can hear Maria's response. Oh, that would not have gone down well. Not at all. I was too fast. But yeah, it would not have gone down at all. Oh, can you imagine how if he asked Maria to sit in the bathroom while he went live? I think he'd only ask once. Don't think he'd ask a second time. That would not be. Oh, I'd pay good money to see that. I'm not going to lie. But Maria doesn't like him going live. Don't forget, Maria doesn't like it. I know. Who said that? There's no bathroom, there's no sink, there's no room in this flat. Who said that? So I don't think I've seen that. No bathroom. Bathroom. No sink, there's no room. Yeah, Maria does Oh, I didn't watch a lot of the clean. I felt so sorry for the cleaner, not gonna lie. I don't know, Jem. So I don't know his address. I'm going to put that out there. Don't want to know. So I don't know what sort of accommodation he is currently in. So I don't know the rules. I can only imagine that he was moved there as an emergency after he lost the previous housing. Now, the previous housing, Orion, that you keep telling everybody you were moved for your safety, correct? You were moved for your safety. Right, okay. So you had your friends stay, didn't you? So that's number one, somebody who knew your address, that you were happily gave it out. You filmed yourself walking from wherever you're staying to a shopping centre so that people worked out how far or how long it had taken you to walk there and kind of worked backwards from there. Then you went out, didn't you? And you went to a pub where you went live again with no green screen, and you it was karaoke night. So you are absolutely unreal. I know, unbelievable. You wonder how people find you. Yeah, and then your mate Talia narrowed it down to an area. So you have given people who have got enough time and energy, enough information to pinpoint where you are within, I don't know, 2 or 3 doors of where you are. Hi, Kathleen. And I don't know whether you do it deliberately in order to get moved, because we all know you want to be somewhere settled with your mum close. But I believe, and this is my belief, I can't prove this one way or another, you have not been moved for your safety. You've been moved as an emergency because you were kicked out of your last place, in my honest opinion, because of the way you treated the place. Right? And if you are not very, very careful, you are going to end up being kicked out of this place. So if Maria is staying with you and you don't have permission, I would rectify that very quickly if I was you. You also need to understand that you are operating a business from the premises you're in. Is that allowed under your agreement? There are so many things that you do that are going to cost you this place. And if I am correct, and this is my assumption, you are in Last Chance Saloon where you are now. It is my opinion, based on only what I've seen, that if you get told or kicked out of this place, that's it for you. They're not going to house you again. Because of your repeated poor behaviour ever since you got housed in London. And that's documented, Orion. It's documented, and it's documented by you. So you need to be very careful with what you're doing right now. Because people know when Maria is there. We know when she's there. You've already started telling people that you are not going to be showing Mew. You know where that people are going to take that logic? You know what conclusion they're going to take that to, don't you? They're going to conclude that you've either got rid of Mew or that Maria's taken Mew back to where she lives. And that was something else I saw on this app the other day. There is a TikTok page on here that thinks that outing people's wrong uns addresses is somehow big and clever. Awareness don't stand by doxing. Now, I am aware that Maria's address is out there, and I am aware that Orion's previous address is out there, but I will never, I will never ever say where they are. It won't come out my mouth, because I don't believe in doxing. So, to those people who are putting that because you think you're outing the wrong uns, no, you are a wrong un if you're doxing people's addresses. Hi, CC's World. Right? So please don't put yourself in the awareness community, because you're not. If you are doxing addresses, thank you, Ellie Pickle, love. Pickle Pops, love that. If you are doxing people's addresses, you are not part of awareness. Hi, Shaz. Thank you, Abby, love. You're not part of the awareness community. Thank you, Ella. Because we don't dox. Despite what people inbox other awareness creators to say about me. Because apparently I dox people all over the place. I don't think I have ever given out an address on this app. And if ever it's been in my lives, it's been blocked and muted as fast as my mod's fingers can move, because we don't stand for it. So if you think you're doing something, if you think you're flexing by outing people's addresses, I hope not, Savage. But that's what somebody tried to tell another awareness creator on here in a message. Oh, apparently I'm worse than the people I raise awareness on. It's laughable, honestly. But yeah, if you think that that's doing something and that you're helping in some way, you're not. You're absolutely not. Oh no, apparently I take all the money and I say I give it to people, but there's no proof of that. There's no proof of that for a very good reason. What would be the point in me showing screenshots where I've had to block out most of the information apart from a sum of money? Right? Because it's all done by bank transfer. So what would be the point of me showing that? Thank you, Munchkin. And I'm not about to out anybody that's had money from the community fund, because how embarrassing for those people. So that's number one. Number two, we've all heard the I've tried to find kids' schools. I'm not even going to dignify that one with a response. Suffice to say, I have the proof that I didn't. And one day it will come out. And I will prove myself. I will prove that I didn't do anything. I know, darling. Apparently I'm only doing in the awareness for the clout. And I will take people's numbers, as in their audience numbers. Thank you, Sophie. Oh, there she goes. Okay. Oh, and that was the other thing, Orion. That was the other thing I wanted to say to you. Flower. You say that you get most of the hate on this app. Hi, Angela. You get most hate on this app, yeah? Shall I tell you who gets more hate than you? Awareness. Awareness gets more hate than you. So if any of us were in it for clout or financial gain or whatever else it was that you said, you want to take a step over this side of the fence, honey, right? We are damned if we do and damned if we don't. We're called bullies and God knows what else. Our inboxes are full of unaliving threats. Oh, you name it, we've had it, right? We get accused of X, Y, and Z on a daily basis. Most of them, there's an account going around at the moment called Shh, which we all know is you, Orion, that has said some of the worst things to some of the awareness community. We get threats all of the time, right? So don't sit there and preach, I get so much hate on this app. Shut up. The hate that you get on this app is because of what you do and how you behave. The hate we get on this app is just for pointing it out. Just for pointing it out, what you do and how you behave, right? So don't sit there and preach to us that you get loads of hate. Squeeze out a tear. Oh, I can't, right? Because we get more hate than you, collectively. It is. It's definitely. They best not take that cow, I tell you. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. We get more hate than you do. All right? We get more trolls than you do. The person that sent messages to another awareness creator sent about 6. It was like verbal diarrhea of how awful a person I was, and all of these wild accusations, right, which were just unreal. Fortunately for me being me, got receipts. There, I know. Got receipts, so could prove pretty much everything that this person was saying was a lie. And fortunately for me, the awareness creator they contacted was somebody who was reasonable. Oh, and you blocked them afterwards, didn't you, feral unicorn? Oops, did I just say who you were? So somebody on here called Feral Unicorn, who claims to have been a part of the awareness community, took it upon themselves to message somebody and absolutely slag me off and tell as much horse manure as they could possibly fit into the 4 or 5 messages that you sent that person. And then what did you do? You blocked the person you messaged. If that doesn't say, oh, and by the way, I'm lying, then I don't know what else does. But I blocked you a long time ago, Feral Unicorn. Right? So that means that I have some idea, or I've had some interaction with you before. But if you want to get people to hate me, you're going to have to try an awful lot harder than that. And I also suggest that you come with facts and not fiction. Because if you were part of the awareness community, I'm quite glad you took yourself away, because you're not very good at it. Suspicious, yeah. Oh, thank you, Too Good. Thank you, darling. So, yes, that was who was bad-mouthing me to a certain person. And I'm not going to be mentioning to the person who it was, because they're not that sort of... They, like most people in awareness, are not clout chasers. Hi, Andy. They're just doing their best to create awareness on wrong-uns on here. So there are 2 people I'm going to be cam-toing in the next few days, and that will be Sobriety Jack. Makes me sick to my stomach, but I want to get the numbers down. So Luke is cam-toing him at the moment, and I want to cam-to him so that we can take as many numbers off him as possible. And the other one is the lovely Tim Coles. Thank you, Too Good. Thank you, Katrina. Oh, thank you. I love that. Was it good, Andy? Was it good? Can someone please put B's podcast up again in the live? Thank you, Kiki, love. It's Echo Chamber Chronicles. If someone can pin that for me. They beat Banbird, and that's the one, Savage. Banbird is the one, and Creators Gone Wild have done a deep dive into the voice notes that Orion did. So you can, if you type Echo Chamber Chronicles into Google, it should come up, but you can get it on the Tube of You, oh, thank you, Tony. The Spotify one and Apple. So please give it a listen. B has been doing awareness on Orion for a little bit less time than I have, and really knows her stuff when it comes to Orion. And Orion has tried, this is the other thing, see, we don't send people out to try and find you, Orion. We don't look for your address, Orion. We don't contact people that we know have been in contact with you to get your address, Orion. But what do? Thank you, the truth comes out. I really appreciate that. That makes a lot of sense now. Hang on. Elphaba's worst nightmare. Well, Feral Unicorn caught, thank you, Andy, lumped EWN in with me, Jojo, Misty Moores, and a couple of others. Isn't that interesting? Oh, well, they've turned on EWN then. Sorry, that just caught my eye then. But that would make sense. But they've turned on EWN. So they're clearly not happy. Yeah, they called you out as well, Jojo, which I found astonishing. Apparently you are the... What were you called? You were called the gatekeeper for autism? Or the guardian of... It was something. You were the all-seeing, all-knowing about autism. Which is, yeah. I can send it to you if you like. I'll send you the screenshot. You'll have to follow me back though, doll. But yeah, you I know. Well, apparently, you're the only person that you think you're the only person who's allowed to speak about autism. Honest to God, it was the worst page, the worst messaging of verbal diarrhea I've ever seen. It was laughable what was being said. So, but I'm more than happy to share it with you if you need. If you want to say it. Needless to say, I've told the person it was sent to that it's absolute BS. Oh, did you, Messer? Then all hail Jojo. Follow me back, love, and I'll forward it to you. I'll send it you, honestly. It was laughable. When I read it, I laughed. And I don't normally laugh at stuff like that. I normally get wound up. But I actually laughed at that. So, yeah. I don't think Feral Unicorn and EWN are friends any longer, if that message is anything to go by, because they chucked in EWN with all of us. So, oh, it's honestly, you gatekeep, or was it gatekeep? I can't remember, but I'll send it you. I'll send it you after the live. Honestly. Not that I'm aware of. They've done a good job of falling out with most people. But that was what I was saying. We don't look for your address. Nobody in the Cam2 community or the awareness community, which are basically the same thing, but we don't look for your address. Right? But you do. You send people out to find us, don't you? You sent someone out. You wanted people to find Banbird, didn't you? You want people to find me, don't you, Orion? The irony being, message me. I'll give you my address. Not a problem. Hi, Evelyn. I'll give you my address. Right? I don't mind if you've got my address. If you want to pass it on to the authorities, that's fine. You have at it. I was. Thank you, Stephanie, love. Thank you, Stephanie. But yeah, you try to find us, not the other way around. So you feeling threatened in your own home because of weirdos trying to stalk you. No, I think you've got that backwards. And do you know what? I've got a lovely screenshot of somebody saying they were going to message you with the information they had on me. Hi, Miss 89. And I know Banbird has got screenshots of you and screen recordings actually of you asking people to find Banbird. And let's not forget that I have a recording of you admitting to being ableist. About me. Thank you, Stephanie, love. right? So if you want to go to the police with your insufficient evidence, we'll be right, we will come right back at you. How's about, let's think about this, Bracky. No. Is that the first or second one? I love them when they come in. Thank you, Gemma, love. Yeah, maybe. Do you not like hearing that? Do you not like hearing that? You admitting to calling me an ableist slur? I don't know, Sophie. I don't follow them. They're blocked. As soon as it all kicked off, I don't know with whom, but normally when someone I trust in the awareness community says block this person, I just block them. I don't ask questions. Oh, okay. Well, even if they've changed their name, it doesn't matter. If you've blocked somebody under, say you blocked Jojo's Misfits, it wouldn't matter if I changed my name to Winnie the Pooh. It would still block the account. So it blocks the account, not the name. So even if they've changed their name, unless it's a new account, they'll still remain blocked. Maybe Bracky was EWN. You never know. Hey, listen, I'm an 80s kid. We had Ready Brek. We did. We loved our Ready Brek when we were kids. Do you remember the advert? That was a lie. That was a total lie. You never felt that warm with Ready Brek in the middle of winter, did you? Anyway, I digress. Sorry, Misty, borrowing your word. Yeah, it's not us trying to find you. It's you trying to find us, right? No, I know, it didn't make me glow either. Middlesbrough Football Club. Don't know anyone in Middlesbrough. Oh no, I tell a lie, I do. One of my children from when they were about 9 had a friend that moved to Middlesbrough. So I'm pretty sure it's not them. Thank you, Miss T, for the follow, love. Cold, Ready Brek? No. Hang on. Oh! You love Ready Brek, yeah. I do now, Finley. You're not Brecky, are you? Kate's lying. That's not a gentle reminder. She will literally eat you on sight. Thank you, Miss T. I really appreciate you for saying that. We don't get a lot of people saying thank you. We get people in our community saying thank you, but we don't get a lot of appreciation for what we do. And a lot of what we do takes time. It's emotionally draining. It's hard work. I mean, look at B and creators have done the podcast. It's not as simple as just talking to one another. There's editing. There's all the stuff that goes on behind it. You know, it is hard work being awareness. Not gonna lie, it preoccupies you because you're so concerned that. For me personally, I'm concerned about the audience and I'm concerned about the minors and the vulnerable people. There was a vulnerable person not long ago. I say not long ago, it must have been 2 years ago now. Don't know whether anybody remembers Hattie. Orion, there was something that went on with there. No, I had the regular stuff. Oh, savage. Thank you, love. Hang on. It is Echo Chamber Chronicles. Sorry. Pen that for anybody else. Definitely worth a follow. I am also on YouTube, the Tube of You. I upload my lives to the that place. So if anybody misses a live or comes in halfway through a live, then these are normally uploaded. I did upload 2 today. And I realised that I'm getting really used to the gingerbread filters, so I thought I'd best show my face. Because there is a fake account going round, pretending to be me, which I don't know whether I'm flattered or not. Obviously it's not me, and I can't find it. So it's lurking somewhere, so it's obviously blocked me. But if anybody sees an account, if anybody sees an account that is pretending to be me, that obviously isn't me because it doesn't have the same amount of followers, can you screenshot it and let me know? Because I am trademarked. And I know that's nuts, but I am. And so if they're using my logo... Thank you, Dan. If they're using my logo, they're in all sorts of doo-doo. Oh, too good. Yeah. Oh, you're very welcome, Victoria, darling. You're very welcome. I'll upload this one as well. But yeah. So... to anyone thinking Orion is autistic, if you were watching yesterday and you saw Orion say, yeah, Debs, if you saw Orion say, I need to flap to get rid of this energy, he's using that as a diagnostic. He's using that as part of his autism. But because he doesn't have autism, he doesn't understand how stimming works. People who stim don't know they're doing it. Oh, Joe, honestly, I'm hanging. Yeah. I know. Because you don't have autism... Oh, bless you, Francis. Don't be embarrassed, darling. Thank you, Nell. Hope you're well. Because you don't have autism, you don't understand autism. People who stim are unaware until it's pointed out. I know, Daisy, it's laughable, isn't it? And that was why when I got up today on my FYP, there were so many people who I've never laid eyes on before raising awareness on Orion. Thank you, Francis, love. Raising awareness on Orion just for that sentence alone. And the reason, Orion, that you say this stuff, thank you, Bella, is because you are not autistic. Thank you, Francis, for the treasure box, darling. Thank you, Bella, for the popular. That's why. And you want to sit there. Oh, bless you, Mr. Ligaff. Exactly, but you're not aware of it, are you? It just is. Thank you, Victoria, lovely. It just is. You don't know you're doing it, and you certainly don't know you're about to do it, and you certainly wouldn't announce it. So, because you're not autistic, you are making a fool of not only yourself, but the neurodivergent community, because what you're putting out there is that when they stim, they know what they're doing. Right? And that is not on, because they don't know they're doing it. So you are putting misinformation out there. So, you know, those minors that are in your life who maybe have friends at school or somebody in their class who's neurodivergent, who stims, that maybe people laugh at because it's a bit different. You have now given them the idea that the person stimming is doing it knowingly. Evening, Amanda. Yeah. So that person who is nothing to do with you and is actually neurodivergent is now going to be targeted by someone who's been fed misinformation by you. So you are hurting the community you are allegedly a part of. Square that circle for me, or square that for me. Make that peg fit. Yeah. So the community that you want to be a part of, you're actively hurting. How does that sit in your head? How does that work for you? Overstimulated. Oh. No, that's not overstimulation, Flower. That's panic. You're panicking because information is out there and it's reaching a new audience. Yeah, that's what that is. That's panic. Thank you, Yogi. Thank you, Miss 89. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Stephanie. And this is, thank you, GJ. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you, Scottish Mo. Thank you, Ingus. Hi, Ingus. You all right, love? Thank you, Scottish Mo. I appreciate you all. Actually admitting they lied about the auto. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Hayley. Thank you, Alice. Right? So you are hurting the very people you want to be in the community with. And you wonder why the neurodivergent community are 99 times out of 10 up in arms about what you're doing. Constantly gets it wrong, Condi. Not only that, but also Googles the symptoms of autism in women. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you, Barbie love. Autism presents differently in everybody. Thank you, Cat with Wheels. But it also presents differently in men and women. Thank you, Barbie love. But Orion Googles autism in women. Hi, Charlie. Thank you, Miss 89. Much harder, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Miss 89, thank you, love. Thank you, Finley. Oh, 100% rage bait. Absolutely. I'll have to have a look at it, Dazzling Eye. I haven't seen it yet, but I will. I will go and look. I've followed you back. So you can tag me and stuff now if you want. Women and Girls Musket, yeah. Yeah. But I will go and have a look. Thank you, Munchkin. Thank you, Susan, love. But you are hurting the community you claim you're a part of. And I don't know how that sits with you at all. I don't understand it. And the rage baiting that you do is because you know that if you start kicking off, your numbers are going to go up and your gifts are going to fly in. Thank you, Scottish Mo. Thank you, Miss 89. Right? And that is wild to me. That you would trigger your audience in order to get gifts. Now, if you really were autistic, thank you, Blue. If you really were autistic, the last thing you would want to do is trigger your audience. Because I've seen the comments in there and a lot of them are neurodivergent. Thank you, Ingis, love. Exactly. So you wouldn't want to trigger your audience. And I'll tell you something else. The police have told you to come offline. If you are triggered, they've told you to come off lives. But you refuse. Oh, Michelle. It infuriated the autistic community, I'm not going to lie. I saw so many TikToks today from people I've never come across before who were absolutely disgusted. Thank you, Amethyst, with Orion from yesterday. And like I said, if you were part of that community, you wouldn't want to trigger that community. And you certainly wouldn't want to put yourself in a position where you were triggered. Because I can tell you now, no, but I can tell you now, everybody I know who's neurodivergent, if they will actively avoid any situations that trigger them. Thank you, Ingus. Actively. Every time. They will avoid the thing that triggers them or the things that trigger them as much as they possibly can. Hi, Chrissy. Right? And if they can't avoid it, they will work extremely hard at getting coping mechanisms to deal with whatever it is. So you are sitting there inciting hate, taking all the comments in, winding yourself up. You are actively walking into triggers, not away from them. So tell me again you're autistic, Orion. And I've got a bridge to sell you. Oh, yeah. So it's not just the report that you've written or had written that gives you away. It's your behaviour that gives you away that you are not autistic. And you've had people in the autism community tell you you're not autistic. And you sit there and you try and front it out as hard as you can. Because you've left yourself with nowhere to go except be honest. And let's face it, you are absolutely allergic to the truth. Oh, no. It's all right, Gemma. I've read the first part of the question. It's so frustrating. It's part of his diagnosis. I don't know. I don't know is the honest truth. Thank you, Martina. I don't know if yeah, I know, Condi, I know. Believe me, awareness was the feeling in the pit of my stomach when I saw this diagnosis, right? When I know how many hoops and hurdles my stepchild had to go through and her parents, thank you, Sarah, had to go through to get her diagnosis of ADHD. To sit there, thank you, Janet Love, to sit there, thank you, Scottish, and watch this person smugly claim that they'd been diagnosed with autism, and I told you, and it was the feeling in the pit of my stomach was just, thank you, Paula, was something else. Thank you, Blue Love. Oh, bless you, Mrs. Blakemore. And then when my adult child was diagnosed and the hoops he had to go through and the fact that he was interviewed and then it all had to go to a panel of people and it took months for the diagnosis to come through, and to have Orion sit there with this, waving this autism diagnosis like it was some kind of victory, some kind of trophy that he'd won, was sickening. And if you were autistic, Orion, I would be the first person to say you are. But because you lie more times than I've had hot dinner, you absolutely do a total disservice to the community you say you're a part of. You walk into triggers knowingly. You will absolutely trigger yourself where necessary in order to gain figures, viewing figures, or financial gain. You don't avoid your triggers. And because you're not autistic, you don't get your symptoms right. But you think if you waft a few pages of a fake diagnosis about, that you are going to be protected under the Equalities Act 2010, can I tell you, you absolute tool. Everybody is protected under the Equalities Act. Do you need me to say that to you again? Everybody is protected under the Equalities Act. That's what it's there for, to protect everybody. Thank you, Stacey. Not just you. So it protects on the basis of gender, disability. I mean, there are so many. Oh, sorry. I'm not used to damping down my IQ for this. Oh, I saw it. Right? It protects everybody. So you sitting there and saying, and I'm protected under the Equalities Act, so are we all. All of us are protected under it. Idiot. Do you understand? Oh, good night, Lorraine. Not a problem, honey. It's literally not one law for you and no law for anyone else. Are you okay? You need to refresh that, what was it, GCSE law you did for what, 3 months? You need to go and look it up. Look the equalities law up and come back to me if you can find your name in it anywhere. Because then I'll hold my hands up and say I got it completely wrong. Oh, totally grumpy girl. So just have to be abreast. I know, Kate. I know. Self-absorbed doesn't it is a word to describe Orion, but it honestly it doesn't do it justice. First of all, right, pick a country, Orion, as to whose laws you're going to follow. That's another one. Pick a country, right? Because UK law and American law are totally different. A UK solicitor cannot go and practice American law in America without being retrained. An American lawyer can't come over to the UK and practice UK law without being retrained. The law is different, right? So pick a country, because you are mixing up UK law and USA law because of your absolute obsession with GPT. You are getting it completely wrong. Right? So that legal advice that you've taken, you need to tell the AI that you're talking about England law, English law. Be specific. Because as my good friend Kate has said, Scottish law is very different to English law. So when you're talking to your solicitor, ChatGPT, remember to specify English law. Because unfortunately, they will come back to you with American law most of the time. So you're absolutely sounding like a fool. Using big words and a stern expression is fooling nobody. Exactly, Auntie Di. Evening, Lisa. That's exactly why Johnny Depp had UK lawyers. It's not. This is the thing, you think you're very intelligent. Yeah, same flower. Good night, Cheryl love. You think you're super intelligent. You're really not. You're really not. Right? So I look forward to the police contacting me if in fact you have reported me to the police. As you say, you've reported so many people in the awareness community. I look forward to that conversation with the police, because boy, do I have some stuff to show them about you. And I wonder then if I'll be classed as the victim. Thank you, Lisa. Right? Thank you, Lisa, love. Unless you're suing me or any of the awareness community for defamation, but you're going to do it no win, no fee. Oh, my God. Right. There's a time limit on defamation, is number one. Thank you, Lisa, love. There's a time limit, right? And you're running out of it. No win, no fee. They're not going to touch you. Thank you, Mr. Ligaff. They're not going to touch you. Because they have to have, I think it's a 70% chance of winning. No. They've got a 99% chance of losing, so you're not going to do no win, no fee. They're not going to touch you. I also have to tell you that no win, no fee became obsolete in 2013. I know this because I took somebody to court in 2012, just before the change in the law. So now that no win, no fee, no, doesn't happen. You still have to pay, albeit a small amount, but you still have to pay. So because it's no win, no fee, how many solicitors do you think are going to take your case on when we can prove everything that we've said is the truth? And you can't prove anything was a lie. And if you're going for it's impacted your business, etc., your ability to earn your income, etc., when it's all come out of your own mouth, you need to sue yourself, don't you, really? Because you'll get further than suing the awareness community. However, I absolutely welcome you to try, because that is going to make me chuckle. I honestly extend the information, the invitation for you to try to sue me for defamation. Please, please do. I look forward to hearing from you. Seriously. My IQ drops talking about you, not gonna lie. Okay, so again, sue me, report me, do whatever you feel you need to do, and I look forward to seeing you in court, legal or civil, criminal or civil. I don't mind. I could just do with a day out, not gonna lie, but not just yet. Thank you, Stacey. Can we wait till it gets a little cooler? The trains are awfully hot this time of year. Oh, I know we did. I know. So yeah, I should be back probably tomorrow, to be fair, cam-toing that awful sobriety jack, where we're just going to have what's its and giggles, play some songs, listen to the drivel that he speaks, and hopefully take some numbers off him. He doesn't know who I am. He's going to. So we can look forward to that. And Tim Coles. If Tim Coles goes live, so do I. Because we'll have nobody in his room either. Because he's dangerous. No. It's on this one, darling. It's on this one. Thank you, Sunny Signs, love. No, Jackie, if I'm quick enough with the mouse, honey, you won't see any of that. I'll try and keep it off the screen. But we need to get these numbers off him. Yes, James. That was somebody who unalived themselves, and it took thank you, Famous, it took the actual family going live and telling him to stop before he stopped. So now he's gone back to a tried and tested, the banker investigating me, I can't access my money. Yeah, Kate. I might use my backup. Oh yeah, I know. So yeah, I should see you all tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to, just not the reason to come live. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, we got to get these views taken off them, and try and reach the people that think Sobriety Jack is just somebody with mental health issues. Thank you, Shazstan, with the moral compass of a crash test dummy. Seriously, bless you, Gemma. So I will see you all tomorrow. In the meantime, please take care. Try not to let Orion wind you up any more than he has already. Oh, don't worry. Everybody just look after yourselves, and I hope wherever you are it's not too hot. Miss Dilligaff, please feel free to inbox me and take those screenshots and forget about it. And Zudo, I will message you now. Okay, everybody take care.